Pessoal, então vamos continuar nosso evento aqui hoje com mais uma série de palestras. E para isso eu gostaria de convidar Sebastian Perez da Comarch para juntar-se a nós aqui no palco. O Sebastian ele tem mais de 13 anos de experiência em vendas, desenvolvimento de produtos e marketing. Ele trabalhou ele foi um dos primeiros a trabalhar no setor de mídia digital, no jornal El Mercúrio Online, um dos jornais mais famosos do Chile. Ele também é apaixonado sobre as funções da tecnologia digitais e móveis e como elas atuam nos resultados diferenciais e superiores para as marcas. Por favor, Sebastian.
Obrigado. No. Good morning, everyone. Well, I was supposed to do this this presentation in Spanish, but then I have to switch to English, so I expect that you could understand me what I'm planning to present. Today I want to talk about Internet of Things, apps, and gamification, which are probably the next technologies that will reshape the marketing landscape as we know it today. I don't have, reception here. But before going to that new technologies, I want to just do a quick summary on where we are right now. And for that, I will show this graphic that I'm pretty sure that you already know it. It's the intersection of the local, social, and mobile landscape. What is the so-called Solomo thing? And I know, it probably has been the most used buzzword, marketing buzzword in the last year. However, it's rightfully so, because it's not only a marketing firework. Actually, it has a lot of meaningful implication for how we communicate with the audiences. So, to understand where we are now, I think it's important to look at how big these trends are. I mean, in terms of social, all of you know it's everywhere. I mean, the impact of the social networks in the way in which we communicate with our audiences is really impressive. Just in Latin America, Facebook has over 100 million unique users per month. That's our impressive numbers. Actually, I think that in some countries in the region, Facebook is already reaching a plateau in terms of growing. I mean, you cannot go further than 90% of market penetration. So even though there are some new networks that are getting like a lot of momentum, like Pinterest or Instagram, it's still Facebook is ruling the market. But with those numbers, we have to agree that social media today is mass media. Everybody is in the social networks doing it good or wrong, whatever, but they are present. Even if the companies don't want to be there, their clients are there, and probably they are talking already about these companies. So, and also these three trends usually tend to merge together. And here we have an example. This is where those tweets are done in Brazil. So Twitter is a social network. We can localize where those tweets were done and in which platform. We have Android and iPhone. I saw that iPhone has a pretty good penetration in Brazilian market. So those three trends keeps overlapping. And what about local? Well, we use localization services every day. Probably you don't even notice, but it's everywhere. If you use any taxi application, it's on Facebook, Foursquare. I mean, name it, and it has embedded already some localization service. Actually, if you take a picture with your phone, that picture will have a tag with your geographical location. So, just in Latin America, the location-based service is expected to grow over a 35% year over year in the next 5 years. So it will be a huge market by itself. And again, the mix of the three components. We have, probably everyone knows Nike Plus. It's an application that can track your running trainings. So it's based on localization services. runs on a smartphone, and of course, you can share what you have done. So it's, again, like social network, the three components working together. And mobile, well, probably this is the engine driving the biggest changes in this landscape. Just in Latin America, it's expected that the penetrations grows to 58% by 2017. Some other studies talk about close to 100% or even higher than 100% penetration, but that is because of the number of active SIMs. But usually in Latin America, we used to have more than one SIM or more than one telephone. More important than that is the smartphone penetration. It's expected to reach 44% by 2017. I think, my personal opinion is that this prediction will fall short. I've seen some countries that have go from 35% to over 70% in just 3 years. So as the price of the mobile devices are dropping, probably the smartphone penetration in our region will be much higher than the 44%. And why is that so important? Because right now, mobile devices has overpassed desktops in terms of e-commerce and online shopping. So you have to be aware that mobile should be your first screen, and from then work on the other devices. And again, the intersection or the overlapping of those tendencies. There are some networks that are made especially for smartphone, for mobile device. You have Instagram, Pinterest that works mainly on those platforms. And the old ones are still like catching up in terms of mobile usage. So this graphic probably will go even higher in the coming years. So just to summarize, I mean, we are not talking about an intersection of different landscape. I think it's more like a new digital ecosystem where it's more important than the intersection is the interaction among these three trends that are really reshaping the way we engage and we communicate with our customers and with the audience. So this is the best example of this new digital ecosystem. I mean, Google is like present across all devices with all the platform running in whatever you want, TV sets, desktop, computer, laptops, tablets, whatever, you mention it, is there. So how we will tap into this new ecosystem? Which are the coming trends or the common technologies that we need to apply to move ahead of our consumer, to move ahead of our competitors, because consumers are moving faster than us. So what's next? How we really harness the power of social? Well, you need to deploy some gamification program. Why? Because it's not only about having a dialogue with your audience, it's about real time, the right context, and engagement. And for that, you need to understand your audiences. You need to gather the information. You need to listen to what the market is saying about you. You need to analyze and then start a conversation with them. And it's not just a once a week task. I mean, this is every day. This is an ongoing situation. So you have to be aware of what the market is telling about you, and you have the right tools to do it right now. So what is gamification? It's the use of game thinking and game mechanics in a non-game context to mainly engage users, to engage consumer, to engage your partners, even to engage your employees. I mean, nowadays engagement is probably the key word. We have to have meaningful relationships with our customer. So we need to engage them. We need to make them come back to our services, to our stores, to be present with them. So just be aware that a gamification platform or a gamification solution is not a computer games. It's not giving away badges. It's not just that. I mean, there's a lot of strategy behind that, and a lot of other components that you will require. So we like to say that this is so effective, because it met the 3F rules. What are those? Well, friends, community. It's all about being social. Games are meant to be played among more people. It's not fun to have a game of only one person. So it's all about community, how you engage with others in this gamification process. It has to be fun. It has to be fun. It has to be entertaining for the people, to keep them coming over and over again to our services. They have to have fun doing it, and in that way you will engage them. You have to challenge them over and over again, and you have feedback. Of course, after every action that our customer done in the platform, we will send them a message to show them what's the next step, how they can accomplish the next challenge, how they will get the next reward, how could they earn extra points, whatever. So we keep sending them information to keep them engaged in the platform and coming over and over again and competing against the other players. So what are the characteristic elements that any gamification platform should have or must have? Well, we create this platform from JetBlue. This is one of our clients in mid-2013, and it has the basic stuff that you need. And those are, of course, the leaderboard. I mean, it's a game, it's a competition. You want to check yourself against other. Where are you in the competition? You want to be in the top 10 of the ranking. You want to check yourself how you're doing among all the other people, or the other people competing there, and you also want to check how you're doing between your friends, which is your position among them. So you need to have a leaderboard. Of course, a user profile. It's important. I want to know against who I'm playing. I want to know who are the other competitors in this game. So I want to know how they are doing. Of course, I also have to have my rewards, what I've already earned, which are the rewards or the challenges that I've accomplished. And of course, and really important to keep them engaged, is what are the next challenges that they can accomplish, and by doing which kind of action they could get these new badges. Is shopping some specific product, going to some partnered store, adding some extra points, flying to somewhere. Well, the platform will tell you what's the next step, what do you have to do next to get your next badge, inviting some friends over social networks. So this is how it looks like. This is the True Blue, the loyalty program from JetBlue, where they set this gamification layer, where you have all the components that I just mentioned. And it's all about status. Most of the rewards and the prize are not associated with points or a monetary price. It's just status. I mean, people is willing to compete to achieve something, and not only because of the points. If you just give away points or money, it will lose the basic stuff that is needed to have a real engagement platform. And of course, it's about social. You want to share it with the audiences. You want to share, you want to show how you are in this competition. And social networks, again, come into place. And it's really important that all the media exposure that you could get, and we could track all this. We know how many impressions are being generated because of the sharings. We know how many people are coming to our platform from these shares. I know who has been more engaged in the social network with this competition, who is bringing more new people into the program. We can measure all of that. And, well, different platforms, Facebook, Twitter. Does it work? Definitely. Judge yourself. I mean, JetBlue has been awarded with the best airline reward program this year. So what about local? What is next? How I improve where I am right now in terms of the localization-based services. And well, one of the biggest trends right now, it's one of the hot words, is Internet of Things. And according to Gartner, I would read it, it's the network of physical objects that contain embedded technology to communicate and sense or interact with their internal states or the external environment. According to Nielsen, by 2020, it will be something like 75 billion of connected devices. What this technology will allow me is to have a good knowledge about the context, what is going on around the people with the different devices connected, what he's doing. So among the Internet of Things, one of the most important technologies that have arisen are the beacons. These tiny devices that allow me to reach the consumers at the right time, the right place, with the right message. This is real-time marketing. It will be like the nirvana for marketing. It's what we have always been talking about, real-time marketing, one-to-one marketing. Now it's really possible. Because with these devices, with these tiny devices, I'm allowed to know exactly where that customer is. And what is a beacon? Well, it's a micro-location technology. And I want to highlight the micro-location because, of course, we have a GPS. We can know around more or less where the customer is. We know that it's near our area. We know that maybe he entered the store, but once he entered into the store, you lost the signal of the GPS. And it's not the same to know that the client is somewhere around the store, that this client is standing just in front of the beverage shelf, or is just standing in front of the ice cream shelf. It's a different situation. So based on that, I can deliver a different message. And what the beacon does is periodically transmit a signal. It's just saying all the time, hey, here I am, here I am, here I am. And some of our devices, like smartphones, tablets, or even computer, can get this signal and then launch a compatible application. The signal of each beacon is unique. So that's how I could understand where is that beacon located, so where is that client. And once the application gets the signal, it can launch whatever event triggered whatever event I want. I mean, it's not built into the beacon, it's built into the application. So that's allowed me to configure it in a lot of different ways and have a lot of different applications. And why is so relevant, this beacon technology? Because it's transparent for the client. You're just passing by, walking around, and suddenly you get a push notification directly in your pocket on your phone. You don't need to perform any specific task or action to trigger an event. You don't have to take out your smartphone and scan some code. You don't need to swipe it over some surface. It's transparent for the client. You will get the notification just by passing there. And the other important feature of beacons is they have 3 ranges. And you could trigger different events based on this range. So basically, what a beacon does is that it can locate the customer and send a dedicated real-time message related to the product or checkpoint within the shopping experience. And the uses are multiple. You won't imagine how many different uses it could have. You can send a special offer, discount, coupon, extra point, whatever. You can push that into the smartphone. You can even alert the staff that some particular clients, a VIP client, has arrived to the store. So they will be aware that some important client has arrived, and they can have their profile identified by the picture, whatever. You can drive insight from branch analytics. Actually, you don't necessarily need to trigger any event on the client's phone, but you could track them. You could know how many times he has come to our store, how many times, which path he followed inside the store. So that's also really useful information. You can use Beacon to gamify the experience of your customer. You can launch like a offer hunting activation or something like that. And of course, you can also present detailed information about the product or the place, like a navigation map or like specific brochure or specification of the product. And I will show you a video that, to some extent, show the potential of these devices. Probably you know this because, well, it's here in Rio. Well, that was also Beacon. So in terms of mobile, what's coming? What's next? How we can harness the power of the real power behind this mobile revolution? I mean, probably you have heard the expression, there's an app for that. Basically, nowadays we have an app for almost everything. So a mobile website, it's okay, but having an app, I would say that it's a must. I mean, if you check the numbers related to the time spent in navigation on mobile device, most of the time is spent on the apps, not on the web browser, inside the smartphone. So you have to move ahead and give your customer like a functional app where they could be able to do most of the basic features that they are able to do on their website. And you have to add value on top of that. I think that with the present use of smartphone right now, mobile must be the central component of any digital strategy. The picture on top is by 2005, was when Pope Benedict XVI was elected. The one behind, 8 years after, was when Pope Francis I was elected. So it's basically the same picture. And there's a big difference between these two. So smartphones are here to stay and to really enhance the way we communicate with our clients. So we have to tap into this trend. We have to move ahead of our competitors. And we have to deliver a solution that gather all the other trends. I mean, the platform should allow you to connect with your social network, to locate your store, to send you localized offers, to have access at your basic features, to have access at your balance, account, points, whatever. You have to be able to deliver a good app, a useful one, especially a useful one. It doesn't make sense just to build an app to have some funny stuff. It has to be useful for your clients. How useful it could be for someone that is running out of gas to know exactly where is the next petrol station. And you can even get the direction how to get there. And once you're there, you want to know, okay, I just fuel my tank. I want to know how many points I have in my balance account. And I say, oh, wow, I have enough points to redeem some, I don't know, Red Bull inside. And go inside into the convenience store and redeem my points and also buy something else. And you have all of that functionality at the reach of your hand. So apps must be absolutely functional in terms of, it has to add value to your customers. So to summarize, social, local, and mobile are the three key digital trends that are driving marketing and business innovations. And from these three innovations, there's a next change, a next step, the game changer, that is gamification, beacons, and apps. I mean, to be on top of your industry, to move ahead of your competitors, you have to start thinking in these new trends. I mean, social, local, mobile is the base. You have to count with that, but you have to be already thinking in the next step. So put it on your budget for the next year. I mean, it has to be on your roadmap somewhere because it's crucial. I mean, smartphone has the ability to combine them and deliver a really powerful consumer experience. It's, again, it's about engagement. It's about having a meaningful conversation and a meaningful relation with your clients. So please use it to drive loyalty first and engagement. So thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, Sebastian. We just have time for one question.
Okay.
My question for you is how to apply the concepts of gamification in more simple experience, for example, in grocery markets and e-retail, things like that.
In a simple experience, I mean, in retail, you could do like a simple gamification process of having these hidden offers that if you are with your application, I mean, if you find it, you can grab it. It will be like a really special offer, I don't know, 90% discount. But it will be, I don't know, maybe hidden somewhere. And once you check it, you can take it. And you will get the discount, get some extra point, and you, of course, you can share it with your friends. Okay, come to this store and try to find this specific and really special offer. So that's just a basic example. I mean, there is a lot more, but this may be like a first step on how to do it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Prosseguindo, eu gostaria de convidar o senhor Isaac da Cruz. O Isaac é gerente da rede Captura na Petrobras Distribuidora. Ele é administrador de empresas, teólogo cristão e pós-graduado em marketing. Trabalhou na Shell Brasil S.A., Sofos Consultoria, a Jeep do Brasil e atualmente ocupa o cargo de gerente de marketing da Petrobras, atuando na área de marketing da rede de postos de serviço. Por favor, Isaac.
Bom dia a todos. É muito bom estar aqui. É muito bom porque nós vemos coisas novas, nós vemos coisas diferentes, aprendemos uns com os outros, nos conhecemos, isso é muito bom, muito maravilhoso. Falar sobre simplicidade, depois de ter ouvido ontem o Ken, a Anete, e tantos que eu ouvi, inclusive hoje também, fica até complicado. Falar de simplicidade, nós vamos ver que tem todo um componente que deve ser acompanhado por cada um de nós. E quando você gerencia, dirige um programa de fidelidade, na realidade, muitas coisas, muitos aspectos são diferentes e diferenciais para você. O que dá certo para um pode não dar certo para o outro. Quando eu estou falando isso, eu não estou falando apenas de programas diferentes, né? Moshe esteve aqui falando da Múltiplos, por exemplo. Meu programa e o dele não são diferentes, ou são? O que um faz dá certo e o outro não? Ali um programa de coalizão, o meu um stand-alone. Como é que fica? Qual a estratégia para o amanhã? Como essas coisas na realidade andam? O que é ser simples? Crianças são simples, tão simples que eu tenho 3 netos, um deles está com 2 anos, e de vez em quando já está me deixando com alguns problemas, em algumas situações, literalmente, né, a pé, só com 2 anos. Crianças são simples. E adultos são complicados? Complicam as coisas? Por quê? Pode fazer um estudo sociológico, psicológico, psicográfico, qualquer coisa que vocês imaginarem, para aí nós podemos dizer N coisas. Mas a verdade é que o mercado é composto por nós adultos também, além das crianças. E aí, eu vou, como teólogo cristão, não poderia deixar de citar Jesus Cristo. E ele mesmo nos disse, olha, sede, pois, prudentes como as serpentes, mas simples como as pombas. Todos nós somos prudentes, porque o mercado concorre pesado. Ninguém está aqui para brincar, isso é dinheiro. Eu falava com o Moshe, depois da palestra dele, e dizia, esse é um mercado que, pelos próprios números que ele mostrou, tem que crescer ainda. Nós temos que crescer com concorrentes bons, concorrentes fortes, concorrência que na realidade nos dê, nesse negócio, fortalecimento. Eu não quero dividir a batatinha, eu quero dividir o bolo, e acho que cada um de nós aqui quer isto. E isso é importante. Pois bem, para o consumidor tudo deve ser simples. É engraçado como algumas empresas tratam o consumidor como se fosse um ser de outro planeta, e se referem a ele como os outros, ao invés de nós. Eu sou consumidor. Eu estou na estratégia do consumidor. Eu sou o alvo das empresas, não é o outro. Por que eu não me ponho em primeiro lugar quando eu vou discutir os assuntos? Por que eu não simplifico? Não precisa ir lá fora. Olha para você mesmo, olha para dentro de você, olha para as empresas, as pessoas da sua empresa que estão ali. O consumidor tem que ser simples. Se eu não consigo entender algo, se algo me dá um trabalho enorme, a pergunta que fica é, e o meu consumidor? Se eu que estou à frente do programa tenho alguma dificuldade, às vezes de acessar um app, às vezes na minha homepage, imagine o consumidor que não tem paciência, que quer respostas rápidas. Sebastian colocou agora para nós alguns números maravilhosos, tecnologia, itens especialmente que a gente deve atentar, futuro, tem mais coisa vindo aí, mais coisas serão inventadas, descobertas, utilizadas. Nós estamos sendo simples para esse consumidor. Eu vou dar um exemplo para vocês. Diferenças regionais devem ser respeitadas. Quando a gente fala de pessoas, nós temos que lembrar que o nosso país, particularmente, é gigantesco. Ele não é enorme, não, ele é gigantesco, com diferenças essenciais. Eu vou contar um caso para vocês. A minha área, eu tenho o programa de fidelidade Petrobras Premia, né, que está subordinado lá na nossa área. E a nossa equipe que desenvolve e trabalha o programa. E a Petrobras patrocina cultura, e dentro desses patrocínios está balé também. E nós fazemos resgate, por exemplo, para um determinado balé. Quando esse resgate é feito para apresentações São Paulo e Rio, em poucos minutos se esgota. Troca-se por pontos e se esgota. O mesmo balé, quando eu levo para a região Nordeste, eu fico feliz, eu ficava feliz, quando 50% era resgatado. Óbvio. Agora, em contrapartida, participa de um Fortal. Participa lá do maior evento indoor de Axé Music em Fortaleza. São segundos para se esgotarem. Essas diferenças têm que ser entendidas nos esportes. Sabe por quê no esporte? Sabe por que o que dá certo para um pode não dar certo para outro? Vocês vão ver que nós resgatamos lugares em estádios. Dependendo do time, é 100% de resgate. Dependendo da época que o time está, é 100% de resgate. Dependendo da condição do time. Botafoguenses, no Maracanã, para pôr 25